how is the content of these phishing attacks changing, and even AI being used now to make them more convincing than they maybe have been 5 years ago on these kinds of things?
Yeah, well, now there's all these different kinds of ishings, and we were kind of talking about this beforehand, right? There's vishing, which is voice phishing. That's the phone calls that you get, and that's remarkably effective. There's smishing, which is SMS phishing or text message phishing. And then there's my least favorite word, quishing, which is QR code phishing. But these are all being used sometimes together to get this. So uh, imagine this, like we see a lot of these hybrid type attacks where it starts off with an email comes into somebody's inbox and it says, "Hey, I need you to go wire out a bunch of money." And that person's going, "Yeah, this doesn't seem right." But then it's followed up by a text message that looks like it's from that same person that says, "I just sent you an email that's, critical. We need to do this right now. Please take care of it." Well, people are automatically going to trust the email more now, even though it's super easy to spoof numbers in texting, or now we have AI that can also do these things where we can do voice cloning or even video cloning. I mean, the big one last year or this year was the $25 million getting wired out from a Zoom call. And I thought that was fascinating. And if you don't know the story, some of the media stuff is a little bit it's a little fluffed up, okay? But the way that this actually worked is these bad actors put together a Zoom call, invited a person in finance, and what they did is they made deep fakes of a bunch of these people in the organization that were high-ranking officials, CFOs and such. And they scripted this Zoom call. It was totally scripted. It wasn't done real time. Okay. So it was scripted. It was made recordings. And they went and they talked about this stuff. Now, the victim of this, he didn't really have a speaking role in this. If you've ever been in those meetings where everyone else is talking, you're just like kicking back, like, okay, I'm staying out of the crossfire. But they ended the Zoom meeting pretty abruptly and then followed up with an email that said, "Hey, you heard us talking about this. We need you to go ahead and take care of wiring that money," and got them to wire out $25 million based on a Gen AI driven deep fake Zoom call. And that's pretty wild if you think about it.
That's an incredible story. I remember seeing that and just going, how does that happen? It makes you think about all the things in behind that Zoom, like what kinds of checks and balances and systems
Yeah.
maybe are lacking there, right?